So this is the first time I've ever been on a mission trip, and first thoughts on it, very interesting. So the flights there and flights back were okay. It's just they were all Spirit. We're not gonna talk about that. But anyways, I mean, going to Honduras really helped me see some things in my daily life I probably haven't seen before if I hadn't gone. I always used to want this thing that I know I didn't really need, but it would be kind of nice to have, you know? Like, all my friends had this game. Oh, wow, I can't relate to them now. Dang it. You know, after going to one particular home when we were doing home visitations on like the second or third day, I saw something really just eye-opening. So the family that was living there was a grandma, well, I think it was a grandma, a mom and a 12-year-old boy, his 5-year-old sister, and a newborn baby. I saw that they didn't have any electricity. Their bathroom was an outside stall with a hole in the ground and wood planks surrounding it. That just kind of makes me feel like some of the worst homes in America were really luxurious, since like at least they had electricity in the bathroom and plumbing and running water that is actually drinkable. I mean, even at the hotel, which is actually really good, we had AC and all that. We couldn't even drink the tap water because Honduras's filtration systems are just like, I don't even know how to explain it. So after the missionaries talked with the family, I noticed something just really about the 12-year-old boy. And then like when my mom started explaining Evangel Cube, if you don't know what that is, it's an infinity cube that tells everything you need to go from 0 to hero in Christ. I mean, if you want to look at it, just take it. So anyways, when my mom was explaining it, the boy was just like this, just looking at him. And then I was like, wow, he's really listening. So, and then it was like telling the kid a very interesting story that they always want to hear. Alright, so then we asked everyone after the story if they accepted Christ, and he was definitely the first one to say yes. Alright, there's no hesitation whatsoever. And the rest of the family also accepted Christ, yay. And then, so I was like, wow, he really wanted God. Zoe was also kind enough to give her fuzzy socks to the grandma that had foot problems. Another thing I was touched by was the history of the Transformation Church. If you didn't know the history of what the Transformation Church is, it's like a church that formed from the living room of our 2 leading missionaries. So at first there was just what history is like this. So there was this one woman that really wanted to know about God, and they came up to the home of the 2 missionaries, and they're like, hey, can you teach me about God? And so they were like, yeah. So once a week they met in the living room and they talked. And then the woman just kept inviting more and more people, and then soon enough they just didn't have enough space. And after a little while, they created a building that, in my opinion, one of the nicest I've seen in that area of Honduras. Tile floors, working speaker systems, like cameras, kind of, I'm not sure, instruments, and really a lot of chairs. One of the people, like, they did a lot of music stuff, and the guy who was playing the guitar, he broke strings on 2 guitars on 2 separate occasions, and it always seemed like he just had more guitars. Huh? Alright, so anyways, I mean, it takes a lot of faith and determination to go from, like, in a living room to a full church with Sunday gatherings and Wednesday prayer meetings. And, like, it all started with Brooke and Renee, our 2 leading missionaries. Renee and Brooke once brought us to school, and on the first day we went there, we just had fun games like soccer, frisbee, the rainbow parachute from our childhoods, all that stuff to get to know them, you know. And we also taught them some English. I don't know why. And then, so anyways, then 2 days later, we went back, and then they split every kid into maybe 10 groups, 10 kid groups, and then each kid that was not an adult, so every single teenager and kid in our group, we all explained the Evangel Cube. Wow. So anyways, So we all explained that, and there was like at least 30 kids at the school, okay? And then we all asked, do you accept Christ? And then in my group, everyone was like, yeah, okay, I don't know about other groups, but my group was good. Okay, so anyways, I've never seen that many people go from, like, who's this guy you're talking about? What are you talking about? I've never heard of this guy. So, yeah, there's a God, and I believe that Jesus died for us, and He's risen again, and that we could be with Him again if we believe in Him. Alright, so on this trip, I saw many things I've never seen before, and I saw that this group of people are really humble, and they were really welcoming to each other where they went. And then they never really minded that we said to them, like maybe they didn't believe or believed in something else, but they didn't really care if we just came to their homes, like, hey, yeah, there's this guy on God, whoa. And then so basically, they were just really, I don't know how to, their hospitality was just on another level, you know? So okay. And then the last part, I want to thank our church for sponsoring this trip, because this trip would not have been possible without the support and donations from all of you. So I want to thank you for that. And I also want to thank the following people, because without these people, the trip would have been a bumpy ride. Some of them are here, some they're not. So these people are leading missionaries: Renee and Brooke, Javi, Sarah and Caitlin. Those people are like the secondary missionaries. They're also there. Miss Sonia, Jaden's mom. You might know him. You might know her. You might not. She was like a really big part of our translation things, so she could go wherever we go. Well, she had to. And then and then Miss Leah and Mr. Adam are team leaders, probably out there sharing right now. Pastor Bacho, who lent us a car and went around and drove us wherever we went, and just really supporting. Pastor Jose, which was the new young pastor of the Transformation Church, also came up with us on a lot of trips, and the rest of the members of our short Transformation trip team. They all really helped every single one of us, and so we all supported each other. Thank you.